Dear students, let us start a new thing about simple sentences and also about finite verb. In English, sometimes we come across different types of sentences, and the simple sentence is one of them. You should remember first. So, before discussing something about the simple sentence, we must know what is the definition of the sentence. Simple sentence. If a sentence has a subject and a predicate with a finite verb, remember this is called a simple sentence. Okay, a simple sentence must have a subject and a predicate, and with this there should be a finite verb also. Without a finite verb, a sentence cannot be a simple sentence. Okay, so it is very clear. A single clause sentence. A single one. This means a sentence containing only one clause is a simple sentence. I can give you some examples. Mr. Sharma has been to Delhi. Okay. Suppose next sentence. His brother teaches us English. Number C. My father is watching TV now. So you see here, their subject is Mr. Sharma and has been to Delhi. This is a predicate. The first part is subject. Subject is the head word. You should remember a head word. This is the subject. Next part is the predicate. Similarly, his brother. His brother is the subject and teaches us English. Predicate. Subject, predicate. Similarly, my father, subject, is watching TV now. It is predicate. You see, if you make a question like what or who, you can get the subject. Remember, and what the subject does, and or what is stated or spoken about the subject is called the predicate. First of all, you remember, in the predicate part, the verb is the head word. You should remember. Here, has is the verb. Has been. Teaches. Here is watching. These are called verb groups. Verb groups, VG. You can say VG, verb groups. But before knowing this, it is another. It is also very important to know that why this is called a simple sentence, because it contains only one clause, only having a subject and a predicate, and there is a finite verb. What is a finite verb? First you should know the definition of a finite verb. A verb or any verb that carries tense is a finite verb. In English, there is a finite verb and also non-finite verb. And before doing other things, we should first know what is the finite verb. Finite verb is the verb which carries tense. That means here in the sentence, Mr. Sharma has been to Delhi. Here has is the first verb of the sentence, and it can be changed into past tense. The past tense of has is had. Similarly, in the second sentence, the past tense of teaches is taught, and in the third sentence, the past tense of is, you can say, was. So these verbs like has, teaches, is, these are called finite verbs. Has, teaches, and is. These three verbs here in these examples are called finite verbs. Why they are called finite verbs? Because they can be changed into past tense, or simply you can say the verb that carries the tense is called the finite verb. So a sentence containing a finite verb with a subject and predicate is a simple sentence. It is very clear from these examples. Another thing you should remember, in the plain sentence, or you can say the declarative sentences, very easily you can know the next word or verb to the subject. The next word or verb to the subject must be the finite verb. Here, after Mr. Sharma, there is has. After his brother, there is teaches. After my father, there is. So these three verbs here are the examples of finite verbs. Okay. In this way, we can make, or we can frame different types of simple sentence. Before knowing that, we should now know the types of simple sentences. You should remember types of simple sentences, and also their definitions you should follow with examples. But in English there are four types, four types of simple sentences can be simple sentences. Okay, number one, that is declarative sentences, or you can say them as statement. Number B, interrogative sentences. Number C, imperative sentences. Number D, exclamatory sentences. In this way, we can, for our better understanding, we can divide the simple sentences into four types, or four categories: declarative, interrogative, imperative, exclamatory. Now let us know the types of sentences. First, declarative, or you can say statement. What is a declarative sentence in English? You have to remember, the declarative sentence is the predicate, or you can say it is a statement about the subject. It is the statement about the subject. You should remember first. So it is a statement of, or in other words you can say it is a sentence of statement. A sentence of statement. You should very clearly remember, any sentence which declares something, a sentence that states or declares something is a declarative sentence. Okay, we can also give some examples of these sentences. Agra stands on the river Yamuna. Okay, the birds are singing. Okay, the story appears very interesting. Okay, so in these three sentences you should see Agra, what is told about Agra? Here it is told that Agra stands on the river Yamuna. So from this is a predicate and Agra is the subject. Similarly, who are singing? The birds, subject. What are the birds doing? Means here they are singing. Here predicate, this is subject. So what appears very interesting? Story, the story, subject. And what is told about the story? That is predicate. Here appears very interesting, predicate. Here you should see in the declarative sentences just after the subject, the verb which comes is called the finite verb. Agra stands. Stands is the finite verb. The birds are singing are the first verb. The story appears very interesting. Appears. Very simply you should remember how to recognize a finite verb in a sentence. In a declarative sentences. In any declarative sentences, you can easily pick out the finite verb. How? You should remember the first verb or the nearest verb to the subject must be the finite verb. Here stands, are, appears. These three verbs are finite verbs. Okay. Next, another type of sentences. In English, the second type of a simple sentence is interrogative. Interrogative sentences. What are interrogative sentences? Definition first you should remember. The sentences which ask questions. Sentences which ask questions. You remember, questions are called interrogative. Okay, interrogative sentences. Very easily you should remember. That means in any sentence where a question is asked, that must be the interrogative sentences. Okay, and in English we can divide these interrogative sentences into two parts. One is yes no question, other one is double H question. Okay, double H question. What are called yes no question? Very easily you can mark here the question which is or which begins with the auxiliary verb. Okay, the question which begins with the auxiliary verb. With the help of the auxiliary verb, we can make a yes no question. Okay, for example, is your name Ashok? Question mark. Have you been to Agra? Question mark. Did they sing nicely? Etc. So in these three sentences you see your name. Before your name there is. Before you there is have. Before they there is did. Is, have and did. These are auxiliary verbs. You should see auxiliary verbs. And with the help of these auxiliary verbs, we can frame the question which is called the yes no question. Why is it called yes no question? It is because we can have two answers. If it is yes, the answer can be yes or answer can be no. Suppose, is your name Ashok? If I say yes, my name is Ashok, that is one answer. Second answer, If I am not Ashok, I can say no, my name is not Ashok. So in this way, two answers are possible. Two answers. Similarly, have you been to Agra? Yes, I have been to Agra. If I have not been, then I can say no, I have not been there, or I have not been to Agra. In this way, two answers are possible. Similarly, did they sing nicely? Yes, they sang nicely. Or in another way, you can say, no, they did not sing nicely. So, as these sentences have two answers, two possible answers, that is why they are called yes no questions. Here, is the finite verb, have is the finite verb, did is the finite verb. You should remember, in any type of a simple sentence, there must be finite verbs. Here in the question sentence, these sentences end with a question mark. You remember. In the yes no question, after the end of the yes no question, there is a question mark. And this question mark indicates that it is a question, or a question has been asked here. Okay. Another type is that is double S question. Usually, double S questions begin with double S words. Double S words, which are double S words? Like your why, what, where, when, who, whom, whose, how, etc. Which, etc. So, or how you can also write how often, how much, how many, how far. In this way, you can write also. So, if any question is asked with the help of a double H words, so we can get a double H question. A double H question can have only one answer, and it is very easy to mark a double H question beginning with a double H word. If a question begins with double H word, it must be a double H question. And any double H question or a yes no question, they are also simple sentences. For example, I can write, what is your name? What is your name? How are you? When did they come, etc. Here, what, how, when. These are question words, or you can say interrogative words. And after interrogative words, you should see is, are, did. These are auxiliary verbs also. You see, these are the verbs. So after double H word, there is a helping verb, and this is also a double H question. Okay. So you should know the form of a yes no question. Yes no question. At the form, auxiliary verb plus subject plus other verb or other words, then question mark. Okay. Similarly, double H question. What is the form, usual form of the double H question? First you write the double H words like what, where, when, etc. You can use. Then auxiliary verb. This is the general form of the double H question. Then subject, then other verb or other words. Other verb or other words. Other elements of the sentence or other words. Then question mark. In this way, we can frame two types of questions, yes no question and double H question. Okay. And I'll discuss other things about those questions in the next video. So thank you very much today.